Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera semua. Selamat datang ke kuliah kita pada minggu ini. Baiklah, di mana hari ini kita akan belajar sedikit konsep asas pengoperasian mesin yang mana yang akan kita gunakan untuk semester inilah. Jadi kita akan ada dua mesin. Yang pertama ialah CNC Milling dan EDM Wire Cut. Baiklah, seperti biasa, saya bersyarah mengajar Encik Reyanhealme bin Rohanai, dan minggu ini kita akan laksanakan kuliah kita secara atas talian yang telah saya rekodkan video rancangan ini. Baiklah, kita teruskan dengan slide yang seterusnya. Okey, kita akan bermula dahulu dengan CNC Milling Operation. Okay, so this is the basic machining operations in CNC milling. So as you know, usually milling is a process of using a rotating tool to remove material along a contour or line. The process of milling revolves around taking a material and subtracting parts until it takes the shape that is necessary. Milling has traditionally been used to create flat surfaces and straight edges on prismatic workpieces in 3D shapes that look more like cubes than cylinders. Right? So CNC milling is the process of using machinery to perform precise movements and tasks, making it possible to take a digital design of an object and produce it in a physical form from raw materials. Now, a key feature of CNC milling is the ability to work on a multiple axes, which give it a lot of flexibility when designing the unique parts. So, apa yang kita dapat di sini ialah CNC milling adalah merupakan salah satu proses di mana kita akan melibatkan pergerakan mata alat pemotongan yang akan menyentuh permukaan material, okay, dan dia akan memotong material seperti yang telah kita reka dari segi peringkat reka bentuk kita lah. Okay, jadi traditionally milling ini kita gunakan untuk kita hasilkan flat surfaces dan juga straight edges, untuk permukaan prismatik, dan di mana hasilnya nanti kita akan dapat lihatlah bentuk yang somehow menjadi 3D shapes, yang mana kita dapat tengok ia akan lebih berbentuk cube dan cylinders. Cylinders, mostly kita akan gunakan dalam proses lathe, tetapi cylinders product also can be machined by milling machine operation. So bila sebut tentang milling, kita gabung dengan CNC, of course, it will give us the ability to work on the multiple axes, which ianya akan memberikan kita banyak in terms of kita punya flexibility dalam menghasilkan produk-produk yang lebih unik. Dan flexibility ini datang daripada apa? Daripada segi reka bentuk yang lebih kompleks dan juga kemampuan proses pemesinan dalam penghasilan sebuah produk. Ini adalah merujuk kepada parts of CNC milling machines. Saya percaya bahawa setiap pelajar saya yang mendengar ni dah pernah sebenarnya melihat CNC milling machine. Betul tak? Jadi kalau dapat lihat hadapan kita ini ialah satu contoh mesin. Mesin ini adalah merupakan satu contoh mesin yang kita akan gunakan dalam lab kita nanti. Kita tengok kepada huraian sebelah kiri anda. So CNC machines can also be horizontal or vertical types, which it determines how the table moves against the axis, and each of it having their own advantage depending on the type of project that you need to get done. Right? So, kalau tengok pada gambar rajah ni, kalau kita nak bandingkan, adakah ianya horizontal ataupun vertical? Apakah jawapan anda rasa? Kalau ikutkan sebenar, the biggest difference between the two types of these milling machines, either horizontal or vertical, is the orientations of the spindle itself. Putaran ataupun kedudukan kita punya spindle. So the vertical milling machines shows that the spindle features are in a vertical orientation. Meanwhile, with horizontal milling machines, the spindle features or locations are at the horizontal orientations. So that is the simplest words to describe the differences between the horizontal machines and vertical machines. So, if you see from this picture, what is the type of the milling machine itself? So, the best answer we can see from the locations or our features of spindle. So, where is it located? So, it was being located at the vertical orientations. You can see from this figure the second figures. So we can see that the locations of the spindles are in a vertical orientations, and it shows that this machine is the vertical machines, right? So this is the machines that we've used, which is machines that been under brand of Mazak, and we are using it as a type of CNC vertical milling machines. So there is a lot, different names of each parts that involve in a vertical milling machine. All right, so of course, as basic operations and basic parts of CNC vertical milling machines, so we will have spindle. All right, we have cutting tool, okay, to cut the materials of workpiece, and we also have the column which should control the movement along the z-axis, and we have the frame to support the column and all the spindle area, and we also have the table and as well as control panels. And when it comes to CNC, computer numerical control machines, it will give us the controller area, which that is the important parts of CNC, where we will allocate all the information of CNC into the CNC control panel, or we call it as controller. Alright, so next, cutting tool selections in CNC milling machine. So CNC machines are designed to handle a wide range of structures and materials. You should always carefully consider which types of milling tools you select for different tasks. So this is the types of the milling machines that have in this area of industrial machining. But I would like to highlight, tekankan yang penting-penting saja, di mana most of the time kita akan gunakan face mill cutter, kita akan gunakan roughing end mill, kita akan gunakan end mill cutter, dan juga somehow we also akan gunakan ball mill cutter. So this is type of mill cutting tool milling yang selalu kita gunakan. Okay, so next. So process selection in CNC milling. Okay, so bila sebut tentang cutting tool, of course kita akan ada capabilities di mana setiap cutting tool dia berupaya untuk menggerakkan sebuah proses pemotongan di dalam CNC milling operation. Alright, so as usual, the standard process that we have in CNC milling is all about 5 type processes, which is the first one is pocketing, contouring, reaming, drilling, and facing. So this is the common standard process that we will have in CNC milling. But when it comes to the common applications of CNC milling operation itself, we can state that in terms of 4 main operations that always being used when we deal with CNC milling operation. So the first one is the pocketing. Okay, we can see at the figures of A at the right of at the right corner of the slides. A is an example of pocketing processes, which we will use the end mill or maybe the ball end mill type of cutting tool. And the B type is a contouring. Okay, we will make shapes, at the side parameters of the product itself. And the C, we will make a facing, where we will cut the faces of the product itself. And the last but not least, we also have the side milling. Alright, so contouring and side milling somewhat is similar processes, but it will be different in terms of the shapes, motions of the cutting itself, due to the design of our product. So guys, so end milling and face milling are the 2 basic categories of milling that can be used to create common features such as contour, flat surfaces, and pockets. Alright guys, so this is the example of the CNC milling product. So we can see that this type of product are more towards developing a 3D shapes of the prismatic or maybe the cubic types of products itself. So it will give us the great abilities and the flexibilities to produce the parts in a complex design. Okay, we have that the combinations of the stated processes before this, my previous slide can make this product to be like this complex, right? So it will be depending on how we are really ensuring that the process that has been chosen, it is actually compatible with the design that we are expected to be done. Alright, that's all for the CNC milling parts. So we will have the next slide on explaining our second type of machine, which is the CNC EDM wildcard. Alright, that's all for my first part of presentation, CNC milling machine. Thank you very much.